Hello. I'm Lisa Bunker. I am the librarian at the Tucson Museum of Art Library. I'm also, that's part-time. I'm part-time working for the public library on their website team. I do their social media for the public library. I've been here at the Art Museum for about 2.5 years. This is actually a temporary position. I'm on loan from the public library to the museum just to help the museum out when they were in a tough place and keep the library open to the public. And I never thought I'd be working in an art library when I got hired on by the public library, but that was actually something I studied for and prepared for at Searles, so I'm having a wonderful time. My undergraduate was in art history and museum studies, which was museum studies was anthropology, and had a partial master's in art history too, but it was the library degree that I actually finished, and graduating in 2001 from the University of Arizona. So I'm former Searles too. 12 in a bookstore and overhearing a father asking the shop owner for a Christmas gift book for his 12-year-old daughter, and just getting increasingly frustrated with how idiotic this woman was, and walking over to the man and saying, "Sir, I have some suggestions for you." And it's just something that is like breathing for me. I've just always been in libraries. From the time I was in high school forward, I've worked in libraries, so that was how I partially put myself through college, working in various libraries, doing everything from typing catalog cards to doing catalog searches to just the scut work of Xeroxing and bookshelving, and I've done some acquisitions work. I've worked in school libraries. I've worked in law libraries. My husband had a career that moved us around a lot, so basically I just worked in whatever library would hire me, and it gave me a kind of rich amount of experience that I already had by the time I finally went to library school. My mother worked at the art museum here. My father was a school teacher, and I thought I was going to be an art historian and work in an art museum. That was really what I wanted to do. And then, I fell in love with this guy whose job took him all over the place, and it really wasn't, even if I'd finished the master's degree in art history, it really wasn't a practical thing to be trying to work in that field. So when we came back to America, the first job I got was as a children's librarian in El Paso, Texas. And what I learned from that was that I just had pretty decent instincts and a real love of public service, and I realized that that's really what my career needed to be. So it's not just the collection. What I'm finding makes it very different is the clientele you serve. It really was somewhat of an adjustment to come from a public library to the museum library. The public library, of course, being a place where you are there for the entire community, so every decision you make is about openness and transparency and always considering ways that you might be adding barriers to access, because that openness is just so very important. You come to a museum library, and they are all about hierarchy, and there's levels of access to the artwork, to the museum, to even to the exhibits. That there's a director's circle that gets to see the exhibit before anyone else, usually with the artist involved, that the director circle people, the very large donors, can have contact with. And there's a members opening, and then there's a public opening. So museums are very much